Alright, we're back. Back to the title sequence. Just making sure everything is all set. So, I just finished the second map, and test is just something I was doing to test, obviously. Usually I make the map name Walking Dead because there isn't a more appropriate name. So what I usually do when I set up my game is I look to see how to unlock the next map. So I have to do 100% on the Frozen Highlands. Okay, 100% score factor. So right now it's at 70, so we gotta increase some things. So if I put a medium population with 100 days, that'll put me up to 100. Or I can do straight up 100 days with a low population. So it looks like the developers give the gamers an option. Now I was kind of twiddling. I felt like I was twiddling my thumbs a little bit at the end there. In the previous video, I did have some days, some extra days. So maybe we'll go with a higher zombie population with more days to prepare. So we'll see with that one. We'll see how that works out. All right. So let's go ahead and get the game going. This game was ranked number 3 on Twitch as of Saturday 12/30/17, so it's very popular. And one of the things that people do, they tend to restart the map if they're not in a favorable position or in a position they think is favorable. I don't like doing that. I like dealing with it. So one of the first things that I do is figure out which direction I want to expand immediately. Okay. So now I have my basic tents. Okay, so now I have low tech. Alright, so this is how you begin your game. Alright, so from here I like to do 2 spaces away in case I need to make a wall at the end of the game. And what I like to do is make rows of 6. Okay, and then on the other side over here I might build like a bank or a market, which are huge buffs to your economy. Alright, the other thing I see. Alright, so building houses is what increases your gold income. So you want to make sure that you're building houses, gold income. It also increases the number of workers that you can have so that you can build structures, resource gathering, army, that sort of thing. So I usually start with 2 houses in case I can start resource mining immediately for food, scavenging, stuff like that. Sometimes there'll be random resources out here. One of the things you want to do when you scout is find where the zombie lines are. Okay, so I know how far the zombies are from my base now. Okay, it just told me building completed. Now the early game things, time is of the essence at all points of the game. Okay, most important resource. And it looks like this Frozen Highlands, the food is scarce, more scarce than normal maps. Okay, so one of the things you want to do is build, for example, your hunter lodge not so close to each other. That way you can make use of this tree line. And that's the thing, you can build them out here, but you're not going to get very much food. Maybe a little bit more in the green land, but you want to save that for your farms later. And you can't have multiple buildings of the same type near each other. So now that my houses are up, I can start my sawmill. You want to do your sawmill soon because you're going to need that wood to build things like your quarries and stuff like that. So you want to get 10 or more if you can. Alright, so I'm going to put my sawmill right there. And now that I have other buildings going, I'm going to put up 2 more houses if I can afford that. Yes, I can. So when that hunter's lodge builds, I'll get more food. When the houses finish, I'll get more workers, and I'm still pretty high on energy, so I don't have to worry about a mill yet. So I can continue scouting right now to see where the lines are. So this is a zombie line. So this is a choke point. Alright, so what I'm going to do is break off one of these archers, and I'm going to patrol her. Any zombie that crosses that line is going to get shot and killed. Like, she's going to kill that zombie right there. And in the early game, all the zombies are slow, so you have to worry about any of the fast ones that will kill her before she kills it. So my tents are complete. Looks like this can wrap around. that's another choke point. But see this gap right here? I don't like this gap. So I'm probably going to patrol a couple. Well, it looks like the zombie line's here, so I can't go far anyway. Yes. So you know there's a ranger here. So the next, you want to make your patrol routes short as possible, but this is a longer gap. So what I'm going to do is put her here. And if she attacks the house, if the zombie attacks the house, that's fine. If they attack this hunter lodge, that's bad because he'll definitely spawn more zombies. These little yellow lines right there that you see is how much damage a building could take before it becomes infected. Your big house takes a lot of damage. Tents, not so much. Other resource structures, not so much. Higher tier structures can take a little bit more damage, but as your higher tier, your later game, and so there'll be more powerful zombies, and you know how that works. So I'm going to have to expand my line. So this is interesting. So there's a little peekaboo right there. Alright, so definitely need a little ranger there. And as you can see, there's a lot of... I did pick high zombie density, right? Yeah, challenging zombie density, so they are everywhere. Alright, so the next object of the game is to get my barracks up. To get the barracks up, well, I have enough already, so let's go ahead and slap that down. Oh, because I picked up stone. Usually you have to get a quarry running, but because I was able to find resources at these little piles here, I had enough stone to where I could slap, yeah, right there too. I was able to slap down my soldier center, okay, but I don't have any workers. So even when it finishes, I won't be able to build any rangers, so I need to put down more houses, which depletes my food, which depletes my energy. And the cycle continues. So ideally, once I get enough gold, I'll be able to slap another hunter's lounge around here. Tesla tower extends the range of where you can build. You see this grid here? So I'll put a Tesla tower here so I can expand a little bit out here. Ideally, looks like I'm just going to have to wait, unfortunately. Waiting is bad, but sometimes you don't have any choice. I got to wait for my hunter's lodge or my barracks to finish so I can build more rangers so I can start chipping away at some of these zombies. The other thing is that I didn't put a patrol on my west side, so over here, which, like I said, I'm not too concerned about, because if a zombie comes over here and starts beating on my main building, they're not going to do much damage. It's really these structures that you want to avoid a zombie coming and knocking on. I do have my soldier here. So you start with 4 rangers and a soldier, but soldiers make a lot of noise when they shoot, and that will attract more zombies, which you don't want. Even rangers, when you get a large number of them, will begin to attract more zombies over as they're killing things. So this game has a lot of background mechanics going on that contribute to the zombie apocalypse or defending it. So as I build out here, is going to attract, and see, here's the dangerous thing, okay? So those zombies here will find this curious, okay? They are definitely going to want to come investigate that. So I'm going to keep my ranger here just in case, and I got to get this other food going because I'm running out on this frozen tundra. So this is why this map is difficult, because food is going to be scarce, looks like. So you definitely want to get farms on these green lands. You don't want to build buildings that are not farms on your green. That's precious green. Alright, so my Tesla tower's up, so I can start. And I also notice there's nowhere to fish. Usually you can build a fisherman cottage somewhere, but there's no fish. This is crazy. So I can't build that hunter's lodge because the zombies are there. Man, what a map. What a map. So one of the things I want to point out is that I like to build my buildings in L shapes, okay? So I'm going to start my next row this way. And the idea is that my bank, which increases how much money your houses generate, and a market, which reduces the amount of food that your houses consume for their construction, in the middle. So I might end up having to deconstruct my soldier center and building it somewhere else later, which, normally you don't want to build things just to destroy them later. But this is a situation where the going is just tough. When you build your population to a certain number, you get perks through mayors. Right now, a Tesla tower, there's so many zombies around. I'm not sure if a sniper will be... Sniper's a tier 2 unit, but I don't want to attract a lot of attention, so I think I'm going to go with Tesla tower for now. So that's something you can get for free. You don't have to, it doesn't cost any resources. However, you still need workers, which I don't have because I've queued up archers. So I'm going to go all in with archers right now. Alright, so now that I have about 4 archers, I can begin clearing out some of these zombies that are causing trouble. You still want to make sure that you keep your patrol up, because if they sneak in here, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be an instant game over, because the zombies that are spawned will be fresh ones, which means they'll be very powerful, and they're going to run through your base. Now, in my archers gain veterancy through this experience, a little eagle icon down here with my mouse cursor. Once they gain experience, then they can start, killing the more powerful zombies. And so this is the part of the game that seems mundane, but is very important that you take care of this kind of stuff. So I'm going to build another house. And now it's time to consider building a mill, which I can't because I don't have enough workers, which means I need 2 houses. There was a time when I started playing the game where I would have so many things that, so many units and all that stuff built that I couldn't get enough workers. Like I needed to build a house. Let's see, what are the requirements? 4 food. I didn't have enough food, right? So I went over to food and tried to create food, and I didn't have enough energy. So then I went to energy to build a mill. I didn't have enough workers because I didn't have houses, so I needed to start deconstructing things to free up space to go back and build that kind of stuff. So yeah, keep an eye on your resources. You do not want to find yourself running on basically fumes, the bare minimum. So I could also build a sawmill here if I wanted to, but I'm trying to get a good idea of what's over here. So that's an oil vein. It's pretty useless right now in the early game. I'm just trying to get a good feel. So like a zombie could probably walk up here too, like walk right through here and take my barracks, but I'm not concerned about the barracks. I would be concerned about the Tesla tower. So as you extend your range of your Tesla tower, for example, I still don't have enough workers. Wow. Oh yeah, because I just built the crap. So you only get 50% of your resources. So you want to make sure that when you deconstruct things, so you want to make sure that you place it right the first time, which is why when I said I need to deconstruct my social center later on so I can fit my market and all that kind of stuff there. Necessary evil, but very inefficient. So I'm going to wait for that to build, and I'm going to put up another Tesla tower, which requires 1 worker, which I do not have right now. So once that tent finishes, I'll build my Tesla tower out here. That will extend my reach, okay? And so what I can do is I can put basically a false wall, which is a small wall once it finishes, okay? It doesn't have to surround the entire base like I did with my late game previous base, but it'll be enough to where if a zombie tries to wander, he'll hit the wall and beat on it instead of walk into my base. Because like I said earlier, zombies are dumb. They don't go around things, they try to go through things. Excuse me, they're infected, not necessarily zombies. That guy's relatively fast. So if the faster zombies, that's the thing, you start killing off the slower ones, the faster ones start saying, hey, what's going on over here? And as you start killing the faster zombies, that's when you get your special infected that start appearing, and they will wreck you, especially early game. So there's a high zombie density in this game, so it'll be a while before I can even think about going out far. Especially with this lack of food. Oh yeah, there's not going to be any fishing thing because it's frozen. So even if I did find a pool, it would be ice, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. So I have my hunter's lodges up, and so it's going to let me build there. Awesome. So that'll buy me some time. So tier 2 would be your wood workshop, which requires 10 workers. Okay. Guess you gotta grind out these houses, but food is scarce. So at this point, I have to start thinking about putting a hunter's lodge out here in this grass, at least until I can tech up to farms, which requires the wood workshop. I haven't even built a quarry up yet for stone, so you're gonna need stone to build stone houses and other upgrade structures. Crazy map. So another option is to expand to this tree line and build another hunter's lodge there, because eventually you're going to want to expand to the tree line anyway. Plus all these zombies over here, and like I said, the west is the most protected side. So it looks like it's the south and the east that are the most vulnerable. North, I mean, like I said, there's a choke point there, not worried about that. And over here, not too worried about that either. Not yet anyway. And that's the gist of it. That is the gist of they are billions. Eventually, there will be a rush. A horde will come. They're attacking from a cardinal direction. All right, so we gotta kite a little bit because I'm starting to attract too much attention. So eventually, oh no, I lost one. Sloppy play. So that's not too much of a waste because, like I said, right now I'm in a point where I have more resources than I should build a quarry. I should have gotten started on a quarry sooner. So as you can see, there's a zombie appearing. So they're wandering, okay? Infected young, so weak and slow. So ideally you want to get stone. You want to get like at least 5, right? 5, something like that. You can't build on it. You have to build around. So 5 is a good number for stone. 4 or 5, but 5's good. 6, 7, those are even better, but that's rare. It's rare you can do that. And then if you have multi-minerals over here, that's even better. So you might, for example, here iron is rarer than stone, so I probably would take the iron. Well, I can't do it there because there's some, what is that? That's weird how the RNG works. So there's a little piece of stone there. So stone 1, stone 2, iron 4, I would take that over just iron 5. Over here, I don't know what that is. There's gold out here, so that's gold. So gold is good too. Lots of stone, because you're going to need a lot of stone to build your walls later on. But let's just drop down a quarry, or 5 quarries. So this is going to create an income of 5 stone every 8 hours in game time. And like I said, I don't know how the hours work. The counter's over here by this little clock, so I want to see something. So once I kill these, I'll take one ranger over here. Oh, snap. So even on the other side of that tree line is bad. Alright, colony's under attack. Alright, so you just let this zombie walk through you? Okay. I guess I should have had him on patrol, even though I told him all he had to do was stand there. So I'm going to let him intentionally corrupt that so you can see what happens. Nope. I guess not. It was still building, so I guess it didn't really count. It was still under construction, so I think it would be destroyed rather than infected. But the idea is, like, let's imagine that I had a zombie come in here. So it would be a chain reaction. He would corrupt this, and they would just spread like wildfire through this base. because I don't like to lose. Well, here's one. So we'll let him go over there for example purposes. I'm going to intentionally let him infect that, and I can demonstrate how the infection spreads. Because I know this is coming, I'm going to pull back my troops so I don't just outright lose the map.
Understood.
It doesn't take much. See how hard he's hitting that? And here's the other problem with this game, okay? So I know he's hitting that. Notice that the notification before said your colony is under attack because I wasn't looking. So if you're zoomed out like this, and let's say I'm over here doing something and he's like right in the bottom corner of my map hitting that, the game won't tell you that. So, yo, developers, you need to get that notification going, because when we're doing our micro and our macro and a little zombie comes and attacks the bottom corner of our base, we don't know. And next thing we know, our entire base is getting wiped out because we're like, where did he come from? Because the game didn't tell me that he was attacking. So they just knocked that out.
At your service. Come on.
Where'd they go?
Perfect.
Ah, so another slow zombie.
Let's get them.
I want the game. We're intentionally throwing the game, okay? So even though I said I don't like to re-roll maps and all that kind of stuff, we're intentionally doing this for demonstration purposes, so that everyone will know why this game is considered hard, because I've invested a lot of time into playing this game, so I actually know how it works and stuff. There's another one over there, so this will expedite things. There we go. So it just spawned three infected fresh, which are strong and fast. Okay, from that one zombie. And here's another one. So maybe it was 4. Did that one zombie back there get strength? Is he still back there? I put my tab, but yeah, he's still back there. So that spawned 4 zombies plus the one that was already working on the house on the back side. Okay, so they're gonna go over and chain reaction that. All right, and we'll just sit back and watch how this works. I don't want them to kill the house yet, so I'm going to let them go ahead and kill my soldier base, my soldier center. Ah, there's the infection. Look at that. Look how fast that happens just from this Tesla tower to the houses, and they just this is like a game over situation for people. Okay, look at all these zombies everywhere just running riot. And they're gonna double back and take my ranger out here. So I can bring her back around. I might still be able to save this colony if they concentrate on the ones that are hitting the house. And now that he's shooting, it's attracting other zombies from around. They're like, what is that noise?
Commander? Orders, sir.
So, yeah. They're like, what is that noise? Oh, she did. She died. She did.
Let's go.
Soldiers are pretty tough. So he can stand there and take the blows. Rangers cannot. Rangers are weak sauce. I mean, that would be cheap, right? If Rangers were early unit. So that was one of my Rangers getting promoted. So now she's blonde instead of a redhead. So maybe there's some Left 4 Dead influence and maybe some Dota 2 influence as the Ranger, redheaded Ranger. Look at this zombie trying to backdoor. Look at that. Look at that. One more hit would have given me a game over. So what I'm going to do, I don't have enough stone to repair my own base. Wow. So now I got to really play it close. So now we got to start repairing stuff. Alright, so you repair your quarry because you need the stone to repair the base, right?
Understood.
What? I need tough.
Holy moly.
Waiting on order.
So right now I don't care that he's making a lot of noise. You're in a desperate situation. So you can click this repair all, and that'll repair everything within range of your base, including your first Tesla tower, which is in range of your base. You can't repair something out here because there's no power to it. There's no power over here, so none of those things will get repaired. This college is disabled because there was an enemy nearby, so I had to kill that zombie first before I can get the college repaired. So now I've got to sit here, twiddle my thumbs, and wait for them to mine enough stone, wood 27 stone. So even my sawmill has to come back online to get enough to get enough wood. So we're at 21 wood, we're at 14 stone, at 5 stone. So yeah, it's gonna be a while before I can repair this, but you get the idea. So
Here we go again. Great.
it would be really, really bad. Well, I'll probably pay for it long term if I kept going with this map by intentionally letting the zombies take over my base and then trying to recapture. You can recover, but I'd rather not try. Yeah, so that's the gist of it. That is the gist of They Are Billions. Of course, the developers are actually actively patching things. So, so Numantin Games, they're really after it. I started playing. Let's see. I've been putting in about 30 hours into this game. Let me double check my Steam. Yep, 33 hours into They Are Billions. I started on Monday. I didn't play 2 days out of the week, so I've been hard at it to master things I have. And one of the things about this game is that you have to play it to learn it because they don't have a tutorial in place yet. So it's a hard knock life. I know a lot of people out there are probably on Twitch or YouTube trying to figure out how to play the game well. Well, I just showed you some things in this quick scope. So, this is Marius Pogo on Geeks on the Grace. See you around.